Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and we begin Thanksgiving weekend on Napa Fan for 2018. We got a lot of races coming up here over the course of the next 3 days, and it all begins with qualifying in the ARCA Series and the Truck Series, and an hour from now we got qualifying in the Thanksgiving 500 for tomorrow morning, and then later tonight it's the Thanksgiving Eve 300, but we begin with qualifying from the ARCA Series, from the Pocono Raceway, their second stop here at the Tricky Triangle this season for the Mod Space 150, noon Eastern. We changed the date, or changed the time I should say, for noon Eastern on Black Friday. It's going to be a midday race on Friday for these guys, and it's going to only be 12 laps long here at the Pocono Raceway. When we were here at the beginning of the month, we had ourselves 2 cautions, and only 8 laps were run under green. Brad Stover got the victory. Brad Stover is the defending race winner here in the ARCA Series, as he won at Iowa last weekend. So watch out for Brad Stover this weekend. He could be a threat to win it again here at Pocono. Number 54, 2G Armachuk. Haven't really talked about him too much this season. It's been a dismal season for him in the number 54. He's right behind Julio Caesar in the number 10. And only 5 minutes to determine the starting lineup here for the Mod Space 150 from the Pocono Raceway. Second time this season for the ARCA Series. Nathan Faden's on the racetrack now. Nathan Stapleton in the number 15. A lot of these guys are going to be racing tomorrow morning in the Thanksgiving 500. I know Justin Zeidel's in that race. Nathan Stapleton's in that race. Carter Friesen's in that race in the number 0. Quite a few guys in that race. Jonathan Wong is in that thing. Fisher G's in it, I know that much. Adam Lewis is in it. One of Ryan Bautista's drivers is in it. Quite a few guys in the Thanksgiving 500. That's all I got to say. We've already recorded that. Me and Alex Bollington did that last night, which was Monday of this week. It's now Tuesday afternoon when I'm recording all of this for the ARCA Series. It's the last thing I got to record for Thanksgiving weekend. And then we'll get everything all settled in and edited here tonight on our end, and then it'll all be ready for you guys on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I will say this, in the point standings we have Lauren Martinez the points leader, but the top 10 are only separated by 20 points, and it could all swing. The guy who's 10th in the points right now, Julius Anderson, could take the points lead in just one race. That's how tight it is. Martinez holds the points lead, 186 points towards the championship for her. Ryan Kinghart is 7 points behind. Matthew Phillips is 8 points behind. How about Adam Pinchon? Hasn't even raced since 2013. Here he is, 4th in the points in the ARCA Series. Only 11 points behind. Derek Hamill, the Watkins Glen winner. And what have we said about those Watkins Glen winners? Past 2 seasons, the winner of the Watkins Glen race has gone on to win the championship as well. Nick Kennedy is 13 points behind. Adam Lewis is 15 points behind. Trey Bartow, 16 points behind. Trey Bartow going for his second career Napa Fan Championship. Trey Wright is 18 points behind, and Daytona winner Julius Anderson manages to hold on in there in the 23. And he's actually currently the fastest guy here in qualifying as well, 20 points behind Lauren Martinez coming into this event. They'll be racing at noon Eastern here on Napa Fan on Friday, November 23rd. So we got a gap day. That's why we're seeing qualifying on Wednesday, because tomorrow was Thanksgiving. Wanted to take that day off for these guys. Number 7 to the top of the board, Nick Smith, the Season 1 champion. Great run there for the number 7 machine, and considering how short of a race it is, you might want to start up front for this one. I mean, we do run the CTS physics. That definitely plays a factor into the pass, and we get a lot more of it because these guys cannot really pull away from each other with these long straightaways. But still, I think Nick Smith, all these guys starting in the top 10 are going to be at the advantage to possibly win the race on Friday afternoon. They're actually on Friday at noon, if you know what I mean. It's still technically afternoon. The number 8 machine of Juan Garcia Started on the pole here at Pocono the first time around, and he is now second fastest. He could not beat off the 7 of Nick Smith with his time. Fisher G just went to second. Fisher G is going for his second win of the season. Both Iowa races, both the ARCA race and the truck race last weekend, saw two-time winners in each respective series, with Brad Stover winning at Iowa, his second win of the season, and John R. winning his second of the season in the truck series. We might see that in this race possibly, and maybe even in the truck race, the way things are going to go over there at Armory Digital. You never know who's going to get the win there. We'll have qualifying for the Intuit QuickBooks 200 right when we're done here from Pocono with the ARCA Series. Because a lot of these guys are going to be flying up a couple hours north for qualifying in an hour for the Thanksgiving 500. I know that is completely inaccurate, but, you know, that's just the way it is. We know for a fact that these guys aren't actually driving, so we kind of just have to accept that in some points. But it's looking like Nick Smith is going to accept the pole position here very shortly. He's got it ahead of Fisher G, Colton Yo, Juan Garcia, and Julius Anderson, the top 5. Carter Friesen, Jonathan Wong, 52 of Adam Lewis. Take a look at the rest of the results right here. Trey Barta with 9th. And Ace Garcia rounding out the top 10. That is how they will line up for Friday's race here from Pocono at noon Eastern on Black Friday. So look forward to that one. And there goes my dryer. You might have heard that. But either way, somebody failed to get a time in once again. What happens with these short sessions? Somebody usually fails to get a time in, and this time it was somebody. Not entirely sure who it was, but we'll figure it out once we get to the race on Friday, and you guys can probably figure it out yourself. Not entirely sure who it is, but we will get that to you and tell you who it was Friday morning, or Friday afternoon, or Friday at noon, depending on where you are in the world, because it's going to be morning for the West Coast, and it's going to be at noon for the East Coast, and if you happen to be living in the Atlantic time zone, it's going to be afternoon. But either way, Nick Smith gets the pole from Pocono in the ARCA Series for race 9 of the season. It'll be Friday at noon right here on Napa Fan. Now let's go ahead to Armory Digital in Seattle, Washington to qualify for the Intuit QuickBooks 200 in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. And hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is qualifying for race number 9 in season number 5 of the NOFSRL Turkey Hill Truck Series. We are here at the Armory Digital Super Speedway, qualified for Friday night race, the Intuit QuickBooks 200, one of the shortest races of the season time-wise, a very fast race every year, only 16 laps around the Super Speedway. Friday night, a couple days from now. Of course, we're qualifying the day before Thanksgiving, because tomorrow we want to get all these drivers a day off. And also, have them race a Coca-Cola for the Thanksgiving 500 tomorrow morning. But either way, pretty big day today. We had qualifying from ARCA just a little while ago. We got this, we got qualifying for the Thanksgiving 500, and then the Thanksgiving Eve 300, which my man alongside me co-commentated with, so you'll hear him a little bit later on. Andrew Miller alongside me for this race as well Friday night. So we're here at Armory Digital, and you know how this place is. You've raced on it in online races before. You know there's a lot of passing and offline races. So how do you think the race is going to go on Friday night?
It's a plate race at a track as wide as this. I mean, I honestly am willing to bet that there could be some craziness in there, as is pretty usual at tracks like this, especially with CTS.
Yeah, we've seen some pretty fun races here. There is the defending champion of this event, and I know I'd say defending champion, looking right at Brett Moffitt's truck. Well, it happens to be driven by the guy who won this race last year in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. That's Garrett Sinor. That was his last win on Napa Fan over a year ago. That race was November 10th last year, so it has been a very long time for Garrett Sinor since he's won a race here on Napa Fan, but this race favors the veterans quite a bit. Cameron Gaju, Matt Delio, and Garrett Sinor, all past winners of this race, and 2 of them are in the event here this weekend, so maybe one of them will get it done, because both Garrett Tenore and Matt Delio have very long losing streaks on Napa Fan, and Armory Digital can go to anybody at any time. Right now we got Joe Jefferson, fastest qualifier at the moment with a 52.344. The Phillips Motorsport drivers right there leading this pack. Nicholas Sambideo's here in the 88. There's Matt Delio, the Season 3 winner of this event. It was the last time this race was only 12 laps long. It'll be 16 laps on Friday night for the Intuit QuickBooks 200. Alexander Rowe now to the top of the board in the 83 machine. And he's still trying to get some redemption from what happened to him at Chicagoland a couple weeks ago. I believe he got a second place finish at Iowa. But still, he was running very well at Chicagoland and wrecked out late in the going of that event. Matt Delio top of the board in the 75 with Roger Ray second fastest. And the Season 3 winner is looking very strong right now with a 51.492. So it is Matt Delio, Roger Ray, Audra Baranowskis, Nicholas Samideo, and Matthew Brown, the top 5. Then we have Alexander Rowe, Joe Jefferson, Mark Davidson, Andrew Ross, and the 63 machine of Jackson Bell. Top of the board again goes the number 12 of Igor Barreto, and then the 35 machine of Dale Salzman. They're 1-2 now. And now the 21 of Andrew Ross going to second, with Mark Davidson going to fourth. And it goes Barreto, Ross, Salzman, Davidson, and Delio. Now the top 5. Baranowskis, Roger Ray, Garrett Tenore in 8th. Matthew Brown, and then it changed again as the number 18 of Ashlyn Boyd now holds the fastest time, with Joe Jefferson, Roger Ray, Nicholas Samideo, and Zachary DeLello the top 5. We only do 5 minutes for a reason, because that's all we need. It changes plenty in those 5 minutes to determine the pole sitter. And while it's only happened a couple times this season where drivers failed to get a lap in, I think 5 minutes is a lot more efficient than the 10 minutes we had last year, so these guys gotta get a fast lap in very quickly. Usually they're able to do so. Matt Delio's gonna call it a night here in qualifying. He's not racing in any of the Thanksgiving festivities, and his only race this weekend is this one, so he's focused on possibly getting this victory on Friday night. Joe Jefferson back with another fast lap right there. 50.593. These times have significantly increased as this session has gone along. Ashlyn Boyd still second. Roger Ray, Nicholas Samideo, and Joe Rutkowski now in the top 5 with Noah Clifton, Alexander Rowe, Zachary DeLello, Igor Barreto, and Michael Canto. And Igor Barreto back to the top of the board in the number 12. Dale Salzman, and Joe Rutkowski, all 3 of those guys, the top 3 fastest here in qualifying at Armory Digital. And I'd expect the time to go out very shortly. I think we're going to get one more edition, and then that'll be it. So 30 more seconds on the clock. And it's looking like Igor Barreto's going to start on pole Friday night for the Intuit QuickBooks 200. It's going to be Black Friday. And someone's going to get a good deal on a victory at Armory Digital, I can tell you that much. 10 seconds remaining. Igor Barreto. If there's going to be anybody that beats him, it's going to be right here. And it will stay the way it is. Igor Barreto will win the pole for Armory Digital. We're going to hit the halfway point of the season Friday night. Barreto, Salzman, Allen, Rutkowski, Monaco, Clifton, Joe Jefferson, Ashlyn Boyd, Roger Ray, and Cameron Garlington, the top 10. Garlington's won a race here before in the Turkey Hill Series. I think at least once, maybe twice. I think it's just been once, though. It actually came when he replaced Alonso in a couple of races in Season 3 of the Turkey Hill Series. That was 2 years ago. But Garlington's going to start 10th. And take a look at the rest of the results right there. Everybody got a time in, and nobody tied, so no tiebreaker. That is how they will line up for Friday night's event here from the Armory Digital Super Speedway. Thank you guys very much for watching. Congratulations to Igor Barreto on the pole here at Armory Digital. And we will see you guys tomorrow morning for the Thanksgiving 500. Later today for the Thanksgiving Eve 300. Friday afternoon for the ARCA race from Pocono, and then, finally, this is actually going to be the last race of the weekend from Armory Digital, the Intuit QuickBooks 200 at 6 p.m. Eastern right here on NAPFan. Thank you guys very much for watching. Congratulations to Igor Barreto, and I will see you guys later!